Snake Cinema Podcast stepping in. Your one-stop review, let it sink in. Hip-hop vibes, we break it down. Laughs and insights all around.
What it do? Welcome to another episode of Snake Cinema Podcast. I am your host, Prince Elias, and today is going to be another great episode. Give me 1 second. Let me make sure we are live because sometimes YouTube and Evie Mux be on their bull. Good morning, good people. Let's see. Are we live? Are we live in living color? Can you see me? Can you hear me? Yes, you can. What's up? Good morning, good morning, good morning. Thank y'all for tapping in today for another episode of Snakes in the Podcast. Today is gonna be a good one. We got some good movies. I'm cracking down. I'm cracking down on the rest of the year, trying to get as many movies in before I do my best of 2025 list. So we are working diligently. I've been watching a lot of content over the past week, and I still got a whole nother week left to knock out these movies and stuff. So it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. Today it's gonna be all about animals. We got a kids movie, well, a family movie, as well as a horror film, all dealing with animals. So I'm excited about that. But first, let's go ahead and get our news of the week. So last week they announced that Netflix had acquired Warner Brothers, and ever since that um, news broke, all when I tell you all hell broke loose. All hell has been breaking loose. First, we have a lot of people like me who have concerns over the monopoly and the takeover, and a lot of people are also talking about this is going to be death to theaters because Netflix are just going to put all movies on streaming and don't release anything in the theaters. So a lot of people are very, very afraid of what the future will hold with Netflix owning one of the major studios. Another issue that has arisen is that Paramount is now trying to stop this acquisition by way of the law, and they're urging Congress to step in because they feel like this too is some sort of monopoly that should not legally happen. So Paramount is also playing dirty to get the rights to Warner Brothers away from Netflix. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. It's interesting to see how many people are so against this. I'm in the middle of the road right now, but like I said last week, I'm cautious. I'm not excited and happy, but I'm not woe is me. I'm just very, very cautious and realistic on how future content may go by way of Netflix owning Warner Brothers. But we'll see. We'll see. It might end up being a good thing, and we're all just panicking because nobody likes progress or anything new. Nobody likes mm, change. That's what I was trying to say. Nobody likes change. And usually when something changes, there are more opposition than, hey, let's go ahead and give it a shot. So we'll see. We'll see. But what I said last week on my concerns, I'm still uh, with that. Um, Before I continue the news, let me talk to the people in the Chizzy chats now. The people are talking now. Let's see. Good morning. Good morning. Up first is Miss Shauna Connor. Thanks for tapping in. Appreciate you. Mitzi, thanks for tapping in. Appreciate you. Good morning. And Parker. I know Parker's somewhere in the background. Good morning. Good morning. Father Don, you already know. Father is in staycation mode. Good man. Enjoy, Father. Enjoy. My vacation doesn't start until after next week. We got 5 more days. 5 more days till school's out for winter break, and I can't wait. I'm so excited. Man, I'm pumped. Let's see. Come on, Evie Mux. Let me stroll down. Let me stroll down. Tommy, Ewok. Thanks for tapping in. Appreciate you, brother. Good morning. Good morning. Father said, I thought I heard somewhere that Paramount wanted either Netflix or Warner Brothers. So now they tripping. Yeah, Paramount just, they don't want competition. They don't want change. They're trying to get Warner Brothers and they're upset that Netflix won that bid, so they're trying to go other ways to stop that from happening. But I don't think nobody's gonna step in and stop that from happening. It is what it is. Money talks, and when you spend over $1 billion, what was it, 2 point something $billion for a movie studios, ain't nobody gonna stop that. Matt, what it do? Ebony and Ivy Reptiles. Thanks for tapping in. Tune in to them every other Saturday. I think they're done for the year and they'll be back in January. But Matt and Mike, Hurt Collectors with Double Clutch, tune in to their show. They have it every other Saturday. Let's see. No Rakim, Eric B. Thanks for tapping in. Hey, those episodes don't exist anymore, Eric B. So I don't know what you're talking about. I can deny, I can deny. Prince at number 6 and Lion King not being number 1. Bad blasphemy. Oh, thank you, thank you. Yes, smash, turn on notifications. uh, Ba, 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 ba. Let me make sure I don't miss anybody who came into the chats. Okay, back in January. All right, dope. So looking forward to those episodes. Speaking of podcasting, in January I will be according to my review schedule, I will be doing the best podcast of 2025. So y'all tune into that. I'm mixing it up. Usually I do a non-reptile list and a reptile list. Y'all gonna have to compete with the non-reptile stuff. So we will tap in, and I hope y'all tap into that episode where some familiar faces will be shouted out. Their shows will be shouted out for best of 2025 podcast, in my opinion. Your big bro, Morph Minded Ash, Dinkerville, USA, Granite of Granites, Mr. Malice. Thanks for tapping in. Appreciate you. Gang, gang. All right. Now, okay, I think I got all the comments. I've caught up. Okay, so other news of the week. It is award season, so a lot of the major awards and even the minor awards are coming out, and a lot of press has been happening. And so, if you, one of my favorite series on YouTube that happens every year is Hollywood Reporter do the round tables where they have different round tables where they talk. They do the best actors, best actresses, drama, comedy, best directors, best screenwriters, the best music, the musicians who do like the soundtracks. They have a round table where all these people talk together and have a conversation. There's always a host um, from the Hollywood Reporter that asks certain questions and stuff. And this past week was roundtable cinematographers. The film student in me and the photographer in me felt so inspired watching that. It was so many different cinematographers, and to have two women of color on there, um, one being Autumn, who is my favorite because she was the cinematographer for Sinners, and I think she also did the last Black Panther as well, cinematography with Ryan Coogler. Man, that was a great episode. So those are on the Hollywood Reporters YouTube channel. They're free, but I think anybody should watch those and just get a good insight and behind the scenes of the people behind the cameras. I can't wait to see the directors because I know Ryan Coogler is going to be on that episode, and I know it's going to be amazing. Another great series I like watching on YouTube is and I'm about to cuss this publication out in a second, but my favorite series of theirs is Variety magazine, and they do actors on actors, and basically any actor that's up for award seasons like the Oscars, the Emmys, and stuff like that, they have them interview each other. So this past episode, this past week, they had Brendan Fraser and The Rock interviewing each other. Great conversations. Those dudes are they seem so down to earth, and they seem like the type of men that you would like to go and have a beer with. Like, it was just so dope to see them. I cannot wait to watch the episode of the Skarsgårds. If y'all don't know, Stalin Skarsgård, um, and his one of his sons. He got three, and they all are great actors. When it comes to nepotism, nobody does it best like the Skarsgårds. But um, him and his son are interviewing each other. My favorite Skarsgård is Bill, aka Pennywise, but his other brother, his older brother, is just as dope as an actor, and they've been in so many award-winning movies and stuff. So I can't wait to that episode drop where they interview each other, father and son. That's gonna be amazing. But I just love that series. It's very dope because you get actors more candidly. They're open to share more about behind the scenes of filming and stuff because they're talking to their peers. They're not talking to a journalist. They're not talking to a fan. They're not talking to a movie critic. They're talking to each other, and they know what it takes behind the scenes to film something. And so I love that. So if you've never seen Variety's Actors on Actor series on um, YouTube, watch those videos. They're free, they're entertaining, they're inspirational, and I enjoy it. But that's just the film student in me, the film school nerd in me. So I enjoy that series. So that's happening now. I think they drop them like every day for this whole month or something like that. But it's super dope. But in the vein of Variety, I'm gonna have to cuss y'all out because Variety just dropped, and I feel like Variety is slowly becoming like the Rolling Stones, where they drop articles just to clickbait and rage bait people and get people upset. They dropped their best movies of 2025. And as someone who watches a lot of films and someone who has watched a lot of the movies on their list and seen most of the movies, I think it's probably maybe four or five I haven't seen yet. But just as someone who's seen most of the movies on their list, they on some bullshit. They on some racist bullshit because Sinners were nowhere ranked. I'm not saying Sinners had to be like number one or anything on their list, but it didn't place nowhere on their list. And I'm like, Variety, y'all playing. And I believe Variety was also the same magazine that when Sinners first came out opening weekend, they came out with a tweet saying, "Oh, it's gonna take a long time for them to make their budget back." And it was like, y'all, it was only out for 2 days. Let the movie breathe. Let Y'all could have said this week two of the movie being out. It like if Sinners had came out Thursday, premiered Thursday at midnight, Friday afternoon they came out with that article, and it's like, y'all, the numbers haven't even came in yet. Billboard and them haven't even calculated the box office numbers. Like, what are y'all talking about? It's gonna take a minute for them to get their money back, which Sinners did. Financially, they won. Culturally, they won. And right now, they're leading a lot of these major awards and nominations. Like, so for you to not have it anywhere on this list, but you got stuff like what was that movie with Leonardo DiCaprio that s- um Day After Tomorrow, something like that. The movie where he's pretending to be some liberal activist and he's fucking black women, like, and there's a reason why I haven't reviewed that movie, because I'm really not a fan of that movie, because I feel like that movie is overhyped and the story is stupid as hell. But and I digress. But that made the list. That made the list. Like, I'm just Variety. Y'all on some bullshit. That's all I gotta say. Let's see. So as much as I love y'all actors on actor series, whoever's writing these articles for y'all, they on some mess. And it's not just me that's saying Sinners is one of the best of the year. Everybody is saying that. Everybody's black, white. It don't matter what background you from. Black, white, Mexican, gay, straight, everybody's like variety. Y'all on some bullshit. Why isn't Sinners anywhere on this list? Let's see. Anybody else came in the cheesy chest? Anybody say, oh. Number six, Randall. Thanks for tapping in. Good morning. Good morning. Thank you. I appreciate you. All right. So there's a lot of parents watching this this podcast. There's a lot of people in the reptile hobby who has kids. And so one of the movies I'm reviewing today is a family movie, is a kids movie. And I will say I don't have kids, but I have a lot of nieces and nephews, and I'm a teacher. So oftentimes I watch a lot of family films, especially at my school when we have indoor recess because it's cold and I can't take them outside. So we put on a kids movie, and I'm telling y'all right now, I'm tired of watching Minions and I'm tired of watching Sonic the Hedgehog. But a new movie that came out, I believe Thanksgiving. Yeah, it came out Thanksgiving a week. Is Zootopia 2, a sequel to the famous, iconic Zootopia from Disney. Let me see if this is Disney or Disney Pixar, because there is two different divisions. There's Disney and then there's Disney Pixar. And sometimes with these CGI animated films, I get them mixed up. Okay, so this is just Disney. This is not Pixar. This is Disney's animated studios. And the synopsis: it is a sequel to the first one, and the synopsis is Detective Judy Hopps and Nick Wilde find themselves twisted in a trail of a mysterious reptile who turns the mammal metropolis of Zootopia upside down, testing their growing partnership like never before. They go undercover in new parts of towns to crack the case. So basically, this movie picks up exactly where the first one left off. The first one left off where Nick joins the police force with Judy and they become partners. But the thing is, they are so, well, at least Judy is so high on being the heroes in the first film and so high on saving the day and saving Zootopia that they think that they know everything and they don't have to listen to their police chief. And so, of course, this movie starts with them cracking a case, but it goes haywire. And they nearly destroy the city, Avenger style. And so they get reprimanded, they get in trouble, and pretty much demoted. But then some things start happening. According to them, reptiles have never been in Zootopia in hundreds of years, and then all of a sudden, a snake scale pops up, a snake skin popped up out of nowhere, and so they have to solve this mystery of this snake. And why is it in Zootopia after hundreds of years of never being there? And what is going on behind the scenes? And is this snake as evil as everybody portray it to be? Now, I will say, Nikki, Irresistibles, thanks for tapping in. I appreciate you for coming in, sis. Um, I will say that I was a little concerned because sometimes when it comes to animal movies and kids movies, Disney can get it right. Like if for us nerds, if we're watching The Lion King, shout out to Eric B. Or if we're watching Princess and the Frog or anything that has to do with animals, they would throw in realistic depictions and realistic Easter eggs, or they'll crack a joke of how these animals actually act in a wild. So for us animal nerds who know so much, we'd be like, "Oh, I get that joke," like that, and so, "Oh, I get that reference," and so I was afraid that Disney was gonna go the route of negatively depicting snakes the way all media does, like the Anaconda movie, and things like that, snakes on a plane and stuff like that. And I thought that they were going to say poisonous a lot, and no, Disney actually did a great job when it came to depicting this snake character. His name is Gary the snake, and I was like, oh shoot, they actually doing this right. And in most media, when it comes to snakes, they always have anacondas, they always have pythons, they always have um cobras, things of that nature. But this one, they decided to use a totally different snake that don't really get media coverage, and that is the um Indonesian Sundra white lip pit viper, and that snake is beautiful in real life. And so Gary the snake is actually that particular species. And this character, the way they depict this character is very refreshing because it's not something you see in media all the time. He's not cunning. He's not sinister. He's not trying to sneaky and one up you and stuff like that. But and then I like that he's so emotionally regulated that he before he hugs anybody before because snakes they constrict, they squeeze and stuff. Before he hugs anybody, he always asks permission, like permission to hug and stuff like that. And at first, I was like, "Oh shoot, he's asking to hug. He about to choke the life out this animal." but but no, that wasn't the case. And I really thought that that was really cute and refreshing to see because you don't see that often. And so they also had little jokes here and there that you be like, because we're reptile lovers, because we like reptiles and we study snakes and we live with them, we like, oh, I get that joke or I get that reference, so that's funny. And so I think that the writers did a excellent job when it comes to that part. The jokes in this land, they have jokes that are for kids, and they have jokes that are go way over a child's head, but us adults, we get it. Like there's actually an animal and Nikki knows this animal because she referenced it last week. Being Will Posty, the conspiracy theory beaver, and she said a joke that had to do with threesomes because it was three of them trying to crack this case. And when I tell you, I yelled out loud. 'Cause they got I was watching this at the house. I yelled out loud when I heard that joke because I was like, dang, Disney actually put that in a movie. But it was funny. But it'll go way over kids' heads. They won't know what the heck that beaver said. But man, I died. I was like, ooh, the writing, chef's kiss. It was hilarious. It was hilarious. But yeah, the new characters, the side characters in this that help Judy and Nick solve this case, great. The comedic timing, the voice acting, um it's just great. Like when I went back and did my research to see who played which animal, who played what character, I was like, ah, shoot, is that person? Like their voice acting is so good that you did not know who it was until you probably looked at the credits and you like, oh, dang, that is that person. And so it was great. They did a lot of movie references of different pop culture films, like The Shining and all this other stuff, and it those jokes land just as much. Of course, Shakira came back. She's the gazelle that from the first movie, the pop singer that sings the theme song to Zootopia. She came back, but they gave her more of a glorified cameo. It wasn't just like one scene. She actually had more of a speaking voice and stuff, and her character actually had to do a couple of things in this film. So I really liked that. I thought that was dope. So that I know they paid her lots of money, but that was dope to bring her character back. And the new song that came with it, that she sang, also is just as good as the first one. I actually like that song. Very catchy and it's on my Run Disney playlist. So when I'm running and I'm listening to Disney tunes, it's been added to the playlist. Um, and then also, let's see, ba 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 ba. Of course, the original cast, the original voice actors did amazing. Jason Bateman as Nick, amazing, great. Of course, my girl, Memphis's very own, born and raised in the M Town, Jenny Goodwin. She did Judy the rabbit, and they did great. They are amazing with their particular roles, and I love that they actually I'm glad they came back. We didn't have to switch out and get new voice actors. They came back for this, and I enjoyed that. And actually, after watching this film, I'm not gonna lie, there's a certain scene, I'm not gonna spoil it because I really want y'all to go watch it. If you got kids, grandkids, I want y'all to take them to go see it. And this coming from someone who's boycotting Disney personally, because of their corporate BS. But I want y'all, I'm telling y'all to go out and watch this film. But I love that when there's certain scenes, there's a certain scene in this movie, a certain chase, that when I watched it, two things popped in my head. One, this would be a great roller coaster at one of the theme parks. And two, this would be a great video game to play on the PlayStation, the Switch, or the whatever the Microsoft game. I don't play that. I only play PlayStations or the Nintendo. But I feel like this scene alone would make a amazing video game to play with, like one of those Mario Kart type games. Like that would be hilarious and fun. And so the CGI, the animation, because Disney, they have animators who incorporate hand drawn, like they still hand drawn a lot of their stuff, and then they convert it over to the computer animated stuff. Um, and when I tell y'all the animation in this film, amazing, chef's kiss, like the colors, the how the animals look, the clothing, the way their fur or their scales move on the screen and stuff. Like it's very very, even though yes it's cartoony and silly and slapsticky, a lot of that animation is so realistic, it is crazy. Like if Zootopia 2 don't get nominated for anything, now granted they probably not gonna win because there's been a lot of dope animated films that came out this year. But when I tell you just the animation alone, that shit is crazy good. Like shout out to the animators who actually did this, the colors, all that stuff. Everybody that was involved in that, they really, really did their damn thing. Let me see. Let me make sure I'm not missing anything. Okay, the story was good. The jokes landed. The villains, the villains are fun. Um, of course, Disney is known now for having twist villains, villains you didn't see coming. I saw it coming a mile away, but it's because we've been used to it since Frozen. Ever since Frozen came out and everybody thought that Hans was a good guy and he turned out to be a bad guy, Disney has been kind of repeating that. That's probably the only negative, is that they keep repeating the same. Oh, we thought this was a friend. Turned out, surprise, it wasn't. It was an enemy. Like it's crazy, but there there are multiple villains in this, and they were fun. It was very predictable. I saw it coming a mile away, but the twist coming a mile away, but it was still a fun ride. It once they showed their bad guyness, their evilness, all the last act was really really good. The final act where they got a battle and save the day, like everything was dope and entertaining. So and I after watching this film, because Disney did, if you ever been to Disney World at Disney's Animal Kingdom, there was a land that was there since opening day, which is Dino Land. And actually, when I go down there for my Run Disney race during Marathon Weekend in January, January is the last month before the dinosaur ride closes, and then they're gonna refurbish it and make it into an Encanto land. But they also announced that they're gonna have Zootopia sprinkled into Animal Kingdom as well. So this expansion is about to be huge because they already got Pandora. Speaking of which, Avatar review coming next week. They already have Pandora, and then they have all the different countries like the safari in Africa and things like that. And so now they're adding more and more of their intellectual properties into Disney's Animal Kingdom theme park. And so I can't wait to see what they do when it comes to the Zootopia stuff. Cuz I know they're going to kill it with Encanto. They're going to have that land looking so beautiful and so realistic to the movie and all the different cultures that that's based off of, but when they start incorporating more and more Zootopia into that, after watching this film, I got even more excited. I'm like, man, man, that's gonna be fun. But yeah, so how do I feel about Zootopia 2? Zootopia 2 is when Disney does it right. Well, I know we're all tired of sequels. I know we're all tired of remakes, especially live action. I know we're tired of being fed the same old stuff. But you can tell in this film, at least the writers, the directors, they really care about the characters. They really care about the story. They really care about this property. And they didn't just do it just for a quick buck. They actually put time and effort into this and made an actual good, entertaining film. Adults will love it. Kids will definitely love it. It's gonna be one of them ones. Zootopia is gonna be one of them ones, one of them series, one of them characters where I feel like even many years from now, kids are gonna still dress up as them as for like Halloween and things like that. And people are gonna name their pet bunnies Judy and stuff like that, characters of Zootopia and stuff like that. So I think I really, really love this sequel. This is an amazing follow up to the first one. It's just as good as the first one, in my opinion. I see no flaws in it except for the villain being predictable. But at the end of the day, that's 10% of what of this film. Like this is a fun ride. This is a fun adventure story, and I had an amazing, amazing time watching this. I give Zootopia 2 9.5 out of 10. 9.5 out of 10. It's only because I personally would give Zootopia, the first Zootopia, 10 out of 10. But this is a very, very good second film. And thank y'all, Disney, for not making the snake the villain, the bad guy, and actually doing something good with reptiles in general. It's not just snakes. Snake is one of the main characters, but they also have a whole land where lizards and turtles and stuff like that is. And I really did like that whole part of the film where you got to meet all these different reptiles and stuff. And it was dope. It was dope. It was a good movie. I appreciate it as a reptile lover, as an animal lover in general. And I highly recommend it. So please go out and take your kids, take your grandkids, go watch it. Even if you ain't got no kids, just go watch it. It's a good movie. It's fun. It's fun. I think it's one of those animated films that even grown folks go see it. It's very entertaining. Great, great movie. This is Disney doing it the right way versus when they just honing something in or just throwing something out there, Moana 2, just to get a quick buck. Like, you know what I'm saying? Orlando, ENT, thanks for tapping in. And I know TJ is somewhere in here. Thanks for tapping in. I hope y'all are safe. I know them roads have been crazy. I know the roads have been crazy, especially with the flooding out there in what was it, Washington? Let's see. I'm gonna watch the full flea replay on the way to Alabama. Okay, y'all be safe, bro. Y'all be safe out there on the roads. Truck driving ain't no joke. I've already seen it. I already seen it. I can't cite my sources, but I've already seen Avatar 3. I will be reviewing it next week though. I don't want to give away what I thought about it cuz y'all might be surprised. Cuz to be honest, I wasn't really crazy about the first Avatar, but I'll talk more about that on next week's review. I'm gonna take my favorite snake to go see it, man. What? Put it. Look, wear your hoodie. Put the snake under your under your thing. Take your snake to go see Zootopia. They need to see they representation. Good. Aw, oh, that's good. And I hope she enjoys her new home. Thanks for doing that, Orlando and TJ. Y'all are some saints. Mm. Aw, that's dope. That's dope. That's dope. I'll tell you in the DMs. I can't say it online. I can't say it out in the open. I'll tell you in the DMs. Oh man. But yeah, I've already seen Avatar, Fire and Ice, Ash. I keep saying Fire and Ice. There's something else called Fire and Ice. Probably Game of Thrones book. Yeah. Fire and Ash. Mm. But yeah. Uh oh yeah, yeah, yeah. They're gonna see a baby shower. You're what it do, Bear, from his burner or his other account. Thanks for tapping in. Oh, okay. Dope, dope. Look at little Elsa gonna be a police officer. Yes, yes, thank you. I knew because I keep every time I say I saw Avatar Fire and Ice, I be like, that is not it. That is not it. That was Game of Thrones. Yeah. That's the dyslexia in me. I want the title to be Fire and Ice, but it's Fire and Ash. Oh man. Oh man. All right. So that was Zootopia 2, 9.5 out of 10 in my book. I enjoyed it. I love it. And I love that Disney finally gave us something good this year because boy, oh boy, they've been honing some shit in lately and just throwing stuff at the wall and hoping it sticks. But let's move on to our next review, which is Good Boy. Now, Good Boy is a no pun intended independent film, indie film, and the reason why I say that is because the star's name is Indy. Um, it it is a horror movie from the perspective of the dogs. Now, y'all know for us horror fans, we always watching horror movies, and it's such a cliche that if a cat or a dog is staring off into space, or if they're staring at a wall, or they're, or a cat runs away, or a dog is barking and growling at nothing, it's because they're seeing spirits or they're seeing something, an entity that the humans cannot see, or they sense danger. Well, this movie, that's pretty much the premise. A man is in a house, an old house he grew up in, well, his grandfather's house, with his dog, and the dog is sensing some evil spirits or something creepy is going on. And we're watching it from the dog's point of view. Let's see. Now we gotta take the puppy to see that on the way to Alabama. Well, no, I think Good Boy is on VOD now. You can rent that or stream it online on like Amazon, yeah, AMC, YouTube, Amazon Prime. So yeah, you ain't gotta go to the theater to see Good Boy. You can rent it. Google Play got it for $6.99. So yeah. Uh, but that's funny. But yeah, it's a horror movie based from the dog's perspective, and this came out over the summer. I think like in August or something this year, but I just missed it because I had so much stuff going on. But I finally saw it. I finally watched it, and a little behind the scenes. It's not that long. It's only an hour and 13 minutes, so it's not a long movie. It's not like these 2 or 3 hour films that we keep getting all the time. It's rated PG-13. In this film, the synopsis is a man moves into a new home that has supernatural forces lurking in the shadows. Dark entities start to threaten him, and his brave dog comes to the rescue. And it's directed by a man by Ben Leonberg, and he is actually the star. He's not the star, but he's actually the human character. He does have a body double because he's directing this film, and so there are certain scenes where he can't be behind the camera directing the dog as well as in front of the camera. So there have been times where he had hired a body double to pretend to be him, but Ben is one of the stars of the film, as well as Indy, his dog. His dog is actually his pet. It wasn't like a dog actor that they hired. And this movie was actually 3 years in the making, on a budget of $70,000. I know that sounds like a lot to us, but in the film world, $70,000, that could just be for the camera and lights and the rental of the house that they stayed in. You know what I'm saying, the cabin or wherever they were staying in to make this film like that. And the fact that it took this movie 3 years to make. So they didn't use, like, how most Hollywood films where they use more than one animal to play one character, like the Wizard of Oz, they probably had like three Totos, and stuff like that to play. But this one, Indy is the star. From the time Indy was a puppy, from the time he was a baby to his adulthood, he was starring in this film. And because he wasn't a trained actor, because he was just a puppy from the shelter that was adopted, um the quote unquote tricks, like if they needed Indy to run and do something particular, or they need him to just sit still and look at a window and stuff. It took a lot of them training and repeated stuff like that. And I think they said something about Indy only worked an hour a day because they did not want to overstimulate or stress the dog out. Because in Hollywood they'll have animals out there 9, 8 hours, like full shifts, doing certain things and certain filmings. And like the owner was like, "No, I'm gonna let my dog be a dog. He's my pet. I'm gonna let him be a dog. And so if we can't get this scene this day, okay, we'll try again tomorrow." You know what I'm saying? So just knowing the little behind the scenes of that was just super cool and super dope. And if you did had caught it in theaters, they had a whole behind the scenes like little mini documentary right at the end of the film after the credits. So those who actually saw it in theaters got that little gem, little nugget. But I did find it and I was able to watch some of the behind the scenes. And I even watched some interviews that's on YouTube with the director and his dog. And I was like, oh, that's so cute. That's dope. It does have 91% on Rotten Tomatoes and 6.2 out of 10 on IMDb. And I feel like IMDb, that should be a lot higher. But the 91% on Rotten Tomatoes, I agree. I agree. This film is so dope. One, because of the premise of it being a horror film from a dog's perspective. The only talking and dialogue you get is the human character when he's talking to the dog, or when he's talking on the phone to his sister and you can hear the sister, or when he's watching old films of his grandfather because they're in his grandfather's house. So when he's watching old home movies and stuff like that, that's the only talking you get. So the dog doesn't talk. This movie is so grounded and realistic. In a way to where you sometimes in certain scenes forget that this is a horror movie until the ghosts, the creepy monsters pop up. um, and so this whole time this movie is pretty much the dog trying to protect its owner from whatever is going on in this house. And you won't know what's going on until the very end of the movie, but to watch this journey of this dog that's confused, don't know what's happening, and it seems like his owner doesn't even know what's happening. And first of all, his owner has a lot of other things going on, stress in his life, sickness in his life, that and I think he was slick depressed. So it was like he wasn't aware of all the weird creepy stuff that was going on in the house. And then there were times where he got frustrated with the dog and the dog got in trouble. Like when he fussed at the dog, you was like, dang, dog trying to help you out, mother trucker. But then you was like, oh, what if it's possessed by a demon? Maybe that's not the owner. Maybe that's not the owner acting or yelling at the dog. Maybe it's the monster possessing the demon. I mean, it's possessing the human and making him be mean to the dog. And so, but it does leave certain things open for interpretation to where you could, if you take the movie one way, you like, oh, that could be it. And if you take a movie a totally different way, that could also be it. And the director did admit that he made the film that way on purpose. He wants you to be conflicted with, by the end of the film, how this really was going down. What was really the demon, the entity, whatever. The what was attacking the human that the dog was trying to save him from. But overall, this story is basically about loyalty, it's about friendship, and it's about true love, because that it really shows that a dog will fight to the very bitter end. If you're afraid that Indy is gonna die, you're good. He's not gonna die, but it is still sad and heartbreaking at the end. I'm not gonna lie. It's still a very somber, and I did tear up a little bit. I didn't cry because I'll tell y'all when a movie make me cry, but I was just like that little knot in your chest when you trying to hold it in. I was like, oh, poor Indy. my baby. Like I just want to hug the puppy. And then after I watched the film, I went and started watching interviews with the dog and his owner and stuff. I'm like, okay, Indy's still good. Indy's good. He wagging his tail. He looks so cute. Ah, and it was great. It was a great film. It was amazing, and I love that this is a different perspective. I believe this is a debut of the director, like his very first film, and for this to be his very first film, he did a hell of a good job. And so I can't wait to see what he comes to next. People were already asking him for a sequel, and he was like, I don't know, but I still got other stories in my head. I still got other ideas, but I don't know if I will do he said, I don't know if I'll do a direct Good Boy sequel. And to be honest, if he doesn't, it makes a lot of sense, especially with the ending of the film. It's like, no, we could just leave it the way it is. But if he has other films or ideas in his head for the future, first of all, please put Indy in there, whether he's the main character or not, because that dog was great. And also, I just like that he took something that's a horror movie trope and made it and put a new twist to it, put a new spin on it. I love that he was creative enough to say, "Hey, we always see this same trope, this same scene, this same thing happening in every haunted movie, every haunted house, haunted mansion type. There's a dog or a cat trying to tell his owner, yo, something is up and not being believed. He finally gave us a different perspective and twist on that. And I think that was very creative. So I'm looking forward to see what Ben does in the future as far as filmmaking goes. And whatever he does, whatever story he has to tell, put Indy in it because Indy is my that's my baby. That puppy is so adorable. It's so cute, and I just really really like. I really respect the hard work and dedication in 3 years it took to make this film, and I think it paid off for them in the end. I think it really did. So that was dope. Uh, IMDb gave it a 6.2 out of 10. No, for me, and maybe it's just the dog lover in me. Maybe it's because it had me choke up a little bit at the end. Good Boy is a 10 out of 10 for me. Good Boy is one of them ones. Good Boy is so dope and so amazing, and it deserved the hype that it got online back when it first was released, when I couldn't watch it because I was busy living life and suffering in capitalism. But it was a good movie, and it made me miss owning dogs. I'm not gonna lie, I do miss having a dog, even though I said I'm done with mammals and I'm only sticking to reptiles. This movie put more hope on me, so maybe one day, maybe 5 years from now, no time soon, I might get another dog. But man, that Good Boy is a good movie. I highly recommend it. Like I said earlier, with Orlando. It is out for rental on VOD. If you have AMC Plus subscription, it comes with that. If you have YouTube Prime subscription, it comes with that. It comes with um, you can rent it on Amazon Prime Video, Philo, Apple TV for $5.99, Fandango, and Google Play Movies and TV for $6.99. So to me, it's well worth the rental price or the subscription price or whatever those things are. So I highly recommend go look up and watch Good Boy. It's gonna be you're gonna enjoy it, especially if you have a dog and you love your dog to death. You're gonna love this movie. And like I said, you might come out with two different interpretations at the end, two different messages at the end. And the director said neither one of them is wrong. It's whatever you took from it. So he purposely wrote it that way. So it was good. It was amazing. 10 out of 10. Good Boy. I highly recommend it. Let me see. Definitely one of them red dot camcorders. Let's see. He said, I forgot how much I like mammals/dogs until Elsa rode with us. Right? Right. When you go so long without a dog, like me, it would be, it's wow, time flies. It's going on 3 years without since Okoye left. And I miss her so much. But yeah, it's about to be 3 years since Okoye left. And I financially, I don't miss owning a dog because having an animal that eats every single day is expensive as fuck, plus the vets and all the other stuff and all the things that it requires. But watching this movie, I'm like, man, I miss having a dog. I miss that companionship. I miss the emotional bond you have with these animals. I miss the loyalty. I even miss the craziness when Okoye would be so damn stubborn and wouldn't come in the house and I'm chasing her around the yard cause she's trying to play and chase squirrels and shit. And I'm like, bitch, I gotta go to work. Get in this house now. Leave the squirrels alone. Yeah, I miss her. But one day, like I said, no time soon. I'm enjoying just having reptiles and no mammals. Um, maybe in 10 years, maybe when I'm in my 40s, late 40s, early 50s, I might get a dog again. um, Definitely getting 3 puppies once we switch to local. What kind of breed? What kind of breed? Mm, I don't know because I've had pit bulls and I love them. I'm very endured to the pit bulls, but I'm not gonna lie. I've been loving the Frenchies, like other people's Frenchies. And when I'm out about in the city and I see people with French bulldogs, I'm like, oh, look at the little short dog with the muscles. That's so cute. I like Frenchies. I can't do no big dog. I can't do no big dog. Like my mentor, Nikki, she has 4 Great Danes and I love them. Moose is amazing. He is such a big giant puppy, but baby, them dogs is big. I can't do no giant dog. And of course, Father Dunn got the Connie Corso and the Mastiff. Like, I'm a little dude who needs a little dog. That's me. I did. But I don't know. I don't know. My dumb butt might just go rescue another pit bull from a shelter. I look. I might just stick with snakes. I tell you all this, and I'll still not buy a dog ever again. Um, ooh, Rottweilers are so dope. My cousin who lives in Arizona now, all she has is Rottweilers. Like her whole life, nothing but Rottweilers. And her Rottweiler was so damn spoiled. Um, to where she would take it to doggy daycare. That thing had a lunchbox and everything. That dog had his own bedroom. That dog, no matter where she lived, her dog had his own bedroom, like legit, his own part of the house. Man, I miss that dog. That dog was so dope. But yeah, Rottweilers are amazing, and they good protection dogs. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, coyotes ain't no joke. Yeah, you need a Rottweiler. Yeah, you need one of them type dogs. Them yard protectors. My grandma used to breed and said, "Oh, dope. I love Rottweilers as puppies. They are just so fat and chunky. I just love them as puppies. Now when they get big, I'm like, ooh, you intimidating. But as puppies, they look so adorable. Yes, everybody, please go rent, watch, stream. Good boy. That movie is amazing. And it makes you, if you don't have a dog, it makes you want one. Cause please save me from some demons. If some demons trying to attack me and hunt me, please save me. Help me. Help me. Oh God. Oh, let's see. Uh little housekeeping. Please tap in tonight. Sophisticated Ignorance on Wizards channel. Tap in tomorrow. Ooh, tomorrow's gonna be so dope. First of all, Nikki and Lace, Show Me Your Act. Their show always premieres. Noon my time. You know, I don't know Eastern and West Coast. I just know Central. Noon my time. And then Father Dunn, Everyday Keepers on his channel, Uptown Exotics, his channel. Father Dunn now has the power back, woohoo, of his podcast, Everyday Keepers, strictly on Uptown Exotics. So go check him out. Also sponsored by ENT. Appreciate y'all. Let's see. Let's see. And then also our brothers Fred and AJ with the Serpent Sunday show. And I believe my time, 3 o'clock, my time on Sunday. So please tap in to them, Fred and AJ, FNA Balls YouTube channel. They do a lot of, if you're not following on Instagram, please follow them on Instagram, because if you want extra entries into their races that they have on their shows, they've been giving out different instructions like, share this reel or share this post and tag certain people. Like they give extra incentives to people via Instagram who do certain things for extra entries into their races. So if you're trying to win some store credits, and they now have a lot more breeders donating store credits to the game prizes. So yeah, tap into those. Those races be fun. And then sometimes they'll have great guests on to interview. And then they also do my favorite thing, this or that, where they show you two different snakes and you got to choose this or that, but they don't tell you what the genetics are to the end to see who won. So yeah, tap in. Fred and AJ, FNA Balls, Serpent, Sunday show. Amazing. Great show. And then yeah, tune in to everybody. I know a lot of people now, because we're getting close to the new Christmas and the New Year's. So in the coming weeks, some people's shows might not pop up because they're on a holiday break. They're celebrating family and stuff like that. So but just know, come January, I'ma still, because the way my schedule is, I'ma still be doing my shows every Saturday. But if herb collectors don't go live, or if Father Dunn don't go live, or any, just know that it's probably because of the holidays. We got Christmas coming up and we got New Year. So just be on the lookout. But just know that shows are still happening. Next week, speaking of shows, next week I am reviewing Avatar Fire and Ash, and also Begonia. These are both these movies were recommended or requested by different people. RO Mr. Floppy requested Avatar because he loves Avatar, and Begonia was requested by Alex from Pressure Pythons. And so I have watched both of those already, and I can't wait to talk about it and review it with y'all on next Saturday, 9 a.m. Central. So tap in to that, and also tap into me, Candy, Maki, Bear, Father, for Shenanigans Podcast. Last week's episode, well, this week's episode was so amazing, so much fun, talking about snake chlamydia and some more crazy stuff. But we will be back next Thursday. It's going to be a lot of fun. Just know the Thursday of Christmas Eve, is either Christmas Eve or Christmas Day. We won't be on. I'm just letting y'all know that, because no, we would not be on. But next week, before Christmas, before the holidays, y'all tap in to that episode. It's going to be fun. It's going to be great. And I look forward to speaking with my crew. It's going to be a lot of fun. Let's see. Hold on. Orlando says, speaking of reviews, you need to do that Diddy docu. Man, I've been trying to avoid that like the plague, honestly. But I'll see. Probably in January, after I do the best of list, there could be one of the ones on the docket, because the first quarter of the year is always the slowest in Hollywood. Um, Not a lot of movies come out, not a lot of music is released January and February. Stuff don't really pick up until springtime. So I'll probably be reviewing a lot of documentaries in January. I have a lot of that. Ooh, that might be good too. Yeah. We could just discuss that on Thursday. Yeah, we could do that. That might be good too, because I'm pretty sure people want to hear and talk about it way before January. um, they want to talk about it now while it's relevant. So yeah, we that could be one of the topics for, because we still got to talk about rat titty milk with Candy, since she wasn't. uh, and then also the Diddy doc. Yeah, we could talk about that on Thursday. But anywho, thank y'all for tapping in. Thank you everybody for watching today's episode. Shout out to the replay gang, hashtag replay gang. And again, go watch everybody else's channels and support them. Um, Wiz, Father, FNA, Mike from Herb Collectors, Chris over at the Untamed and Unhinged Podcast Network with Kat and all of them. Speaking of Kat, Arachne Cat will be a guest this Sunday on Father Don's channel. So they're going to talk spiders. So please tap into that this Sunday on tomorrow. But yeah, but Kat has her own show with the arachnids with the spiders on Untamed and Unhinged Podcast Network. So please tap into that. Tap into everybody's stuff. Ashley Short Tail Sweetie, she's got videos on her YouTube channel now, and she's trying to bring back her podcast with the short tail. So support everybody, subscribe to everybody. Let's just keep everybody let's keep everybody spirits lifted up. Let's continue to encourage each other. Let's continue to support each other, and even other networks like the RWO and stuff like that. Let's just keep doing the thing and keeping everybody alive, because there are some podcasters who really, really want us to fail. They really, really want our downfall because they want to be the number one network in the world. Like, no, like, go ahead and continue to lift each other up, to support each other, so these egotistic maniacs could kick rocks. So anyways, I digress. ah I'm glad I got my AirPods. Parker didn't just hear you say Candy. Oh yeah, he Candy number one fan. Yeah, we can't say her name out loud. What up, Jamie? Thanks for tapping in. Hit that replay hashtag replay gang. Anywho, I won't be before y'all long. I will let y'all go and enjoy your weekend. I have to go clean a bunch of snakes because everybody decided to let it rip and poop and all this other stuff, and got my apartment smelling horrible. Horrible. I think one of the short tails, the blood python, pooped too, and everybody know it takes them months. They be bagged up for months. So, and then we are now 25 days before I go to Florida for the Run Disney marathon weekend. I will be running the 10K during that series. There's a 5K, a 10K, a half, and a full. Some people are doing all four races. God bless them, but that ain't for my fat butt. But I am doing the 10K, which is 6.2 miles, and we are 25 days away from race weekend. And so today, according to my running schedule, my training schedule, I have to do 5.75 miles. God help me. I can't do that on the treadmill. I can't. I can't. So I think I'm gonna go to the zoo today. And according to the zoo map, that would be roughly 4.5 laps around that entire place. So yeah, y'all pray for me. I got to go do 5.75 miles today as far as my training goes. Oh, God help me. But we're almost there. Almost there. And it's not that cold out today. Today, I think we're in the 50s, where all week it was like in the 20s and 30s. So, yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go run around the zoo, and then I'll come back and clean all my snake enclosures and get the, because boy, my apartment stinks right now. They all was letting it rip. When you hear a snake fart at 3 in the morning because they pooping, you know it's gonna be a hot mess. But anywho's, y'all have a good one. I will see y'all tonight on Sophisticated Ignorance on Wizard's channel. We are good at I love and appreciate everybody. Thank y'all for always supporting. Thank y'all for always watching, even the replay gang. I love y'all. Y'all have a good one. And remember, be creative in everything. Peace.
Every episode, spitting truth, old school jams and the latest youth. We keep it real.